Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 17, Shloka 14. Please repeat. Navashvapi Varsheshu Bhagavan Narayano Mahapurushaha Purushanam Tat Anugrahayatma Tattva Vyuhena Manad Tattva Vyuhenatmanad Yapi Sannidhiyate. Please repeat. Navashu, in the nine. Api, certainly. Varsheshu, tracts of land known as Varshas. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayanaha, Lord Vishnu. Mahapurushaha, the Supreme Person. Purushanam, unto his various devotees. Tat Anugrahaya, to show his mercy. Atma Tattva Vyuhena, by expansions of himself in the quadruple forms. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Atmana, personally. Adyapi, until now. Sannidhiyate, is near the devotees for accepting their services. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. To show mercy to his devotees, in each of these 9 tracts of land, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Narayana, expands himself in his quadruple principles of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. In this way, he remains near his devotees to accept their service. Please repeat. To show mercy to his devotees, in each of these 9 tracts of land, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Narayana, expands himself in his quadruple principles of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. In this way, he remains near his devotees to accept their service. Purport. In this connection, Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura informs us that the demigods worship the Supreme Lord in his various deity forms, Archa Vigraha, because except in the spiritual world, the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be directly worshipped in person. In the material world, the Lord is always worshipped as Archa Vigraha or deity in the temple. There is no difference between the Archa Vigraha and the original person. And therefore, those who are engaged in worshipping the deity in the temple in full opulence, even on this planet, should be understood to be directly in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead without a doubt. As enjoined in the Shastras, Arche Vishnu Shiladir Gurushu Naramatihi, no one should treat the deity in the temple as stone or metal, nor should one think that the spiritual master is an ordinary human being. One should strictly follow this Shastric injunction and worship the deity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without offenses. The spiritual master is the direct representative of the Lord, and no one should consider him an ordinary human being. By avoiding offenses against the deity and the spiritual master, one can advance in spiritual life or Krishna consciousness. In this regard, the following quotation appears in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Padmetu Parama Vyomnaha Purvadhye Dikshakshutye Vasudevadhyo Vyuhas Chatvaraha Katitaha Krama Tata Pada Vibhutau Cha Nivashanti Kramadime Jalavriti Sta Vaikunta Stita Vedavati Pure Satyorudve Vaishnave Loke Nityakye Dwarakapure Shuddhodar Uttare Sweta Deepe Chairavati Pure Chirambudi Stitante Krodha Paryanka Dhamani Satvatiye Kvachitantre Navavyuha Prakriti Hataha Chatvaro Vasudevadhya Narayana Nrisimha Hayagrivo Mahakrodho Brahmacheti Navoditaha Tatra Brahma tu Vigneya Purvokta Vidaya Harihi. In the Padma Purana, it is said that in the spiritual world, the Lord personally expands in all directions and is worshipped as Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. The same God is represented by the deity in the material world, which is only 1/4 of his creation. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are also present in the 4 directions of this material world. There is a Vaikuntha Loka covered with water in this material world, and on that planet is a place called Vedavati, where Vasudeva is located. Another planet known as Vishnu Loka is situated above Satya Loka, and there Sankarsana is present. Similarly, in the Dwarakapuri, Pradyumna is the predominator. On the island known as Shvetadipa, there is an ocean of milk, and in the midst of that ocean is a place called Airavati where Aniruddha lies on Ananta. In some of the Tattvata Tantras, there is a description of the 9 Varshas and the predominating deity worshipped in each. First one, Vasudeva. Second one, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Narayana, Nrisimha, Hayagriva, Mahavaraha, and Brahma. The Lord Brahma mentioned in this connection is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When there is no fit human being to empower as Lord Brahma, the Lord himself takes the position of Lord Brahma. Tatra Brahma Vigneya Purvokta Vidahaya Hari. That Brahma mentioned here is Hari himself. Om Agnanati Virantasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmenivitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhye Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Itinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Increase the mic sound.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining in our Saturday Bhagavatam class. So we are reading here the verses, different laws in different verses. So it is important to know that the Lord personally incarnates in these different places. As Vasudev, Pradyumna, Nurudaya, and Sankarshan. So the devotees, they can get association with him in different places. But in this earthly planet, he does not manifest his form, but he forms manifested as the deities.
But is a deity. All planets other than Vaikuntha.
Huh?
All planets other than Vaikuntha. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. In this connection, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur informs us that demigods worship the Supreme Lord in his various deity forms.
Yeah. But in this earthly planet here, it mentions that it only manifests in deity form. It does not come in as, so the devotees can take advantage of the deities. This is explained in the verse Madhya 22:17.
Devotional service to Krishna.
20. 217.
Yes. At Vishnu Kanchi, there is Lord Vishnu. At Mayapur, Lord Hari. And throughout the universe, a variety of other forms. So, Acche Vishnu Shiladir Guru Shud Naramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhir Vishnurna Vaishnavanam Kali Mala Matane Pada Tirthir Ambudi Ambu Buddhihi Sri Vishnu Namni Mantre Sakala Kalusha He Shabda Samanya Buddhir Vishnu Sarveshwareshe Tat Itara Samadhir Yasyava Naraki Shaka. No one should consider the deity in the temple to be made of stone or wood, nor should one consider the spiritual master an ordinary human being. No one should consider a Vaishnava to belong to a particular caste or creed, and no one should consider Chernamrita or Ganges water to be like ordinary water. Nor should anyone consider the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be a material vibration. All these expansions of Krishna in the material world are simply demonstrations of the Lord's mercy and willingness to give facility to his devotees who are engaged in his devotional service within the material world. Within the universe, the Lord is situated in different spiritual manifestations. These are situated on 7 islands in 9 sections. Thus, their pastimes are going on. The Lord is situated in all the universes.
No, there's now the 7 islands. You didn't read that.
The 7 islands, Dvipas, are known as Jambu, Shaka, Shalmali, Kusha, Krauncha, Gomeda, or Klaksha, and Pushkara. The planets are called Dvipas. Outer space is like an ocean of air. Just as there are islands in the watery ocean, these planets in the ocean of space are called Dvipas, or islands in outer space. There are 9 khandas known as Bharata, Kinnara, Hari, Kuru, Hiranmaya, Ramyaka, Ilavrita, Bhadrashva, Bhadrashva, Ketumala. These are different parts of Jambudvipa. A valley between 2 mountains is called a Khanda or Varsha.
So this is exactly what we are hearing today,
Yeah.
You understand? Cool. Next verse.
The Lord is situated in all the universes in different forms just to please his devotees. Thus, the Lord destroys irreligious principles and establishes religious principles.
This is what today's verse is all about.
In the material world, the Lord is situated in different forms, Archamurtis, deities in the temples, just to decrease the material activities of the conditioned soul and increase the spiritual activities. Particularly in India, there are many temples throughout the country. Devotees may take advantage of them and go to see the Lord at Jagannathapuri, Vrindavana, Prayaga, Mathura, Haridwar, and Vishnu Kanchi. When the devotees travel to these places and see the Lord, they become very happy in devotional service.
So this is the point. You see here, the Lord is manifested in his deity form. This is the same Lord is there in the Vaikuntha or in the 9 verses, but here he manifests in this,
Deity.
and you can see where you read the next, the
Next
next
one.
verse.
Yes. Of these forms, some are considered incarnations. Examples are Lord Vishnu, Lord Trivikrama, Lord Nrsimha, and Lord Vamana. My dear Sanatana, just hear from me as I tell you how the different Vishnu Murtis hold their weapons, beginning with the disc and how they are named differently according to the placements of the weapons in their hands.
No, there's a verse it says in Mayapur he is known as this and this.
In Mayapur it is Hari, it is 217.
Do you miss that one now?
No, I first spoke that only. In Mayapur he is known as Lord Hari, and in Vishnu Kanchi he is known as
Huh?
At Vishnu Kanchi there is Lord Vishnu and Mayapur Lord Hari, and throughout universe a variety of other forms.
Yeah, go down.
This one.
Mm. So you see here the different forms of the Lord in different places. You know.
Okay.
Huh?
All of these.
And all these places, the devotees can take advantage. You follow? Just like you go see a devotee, this was 1933.
Simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home.
So the devotees are so powerful. Huh? Can go to 1:15. See here, can you read the translate?
O Shruta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas waters of Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use.
So the devotees are so powerful, they can help a pure devotee. So pure devotees are usually going everywhere, traveling. But here the Lord manifests himself as deity, and of course he stays in the holy places. And what is the difference? Can go 8, 24, 49.
Neither all the demigods, nor the so called gurus, nor all people, either independently or together, can offer mercy that equals even 1/10,000th of yours. Therefore, I wish to take shelter of your lotus feet.
You see how powerful the Lord is. The devotees are very powerful, no doubt. But you see how powerful the Lord is. Huh? It says here, even 1/10,000 of yours. That's why the holy places are so powerful. Daily you get thousands and thousands of people going. And they're all going there because they are foolish. Huh? Why they going? Because by taking shelter of the Lord in the holy places, one gets purified and gets surcharged with spiritual strength. You understand? That's why going to pilgrimage is very important. Going to a holy place. Not going to all these what places, Las Vegas.
Thailand.
Disney World. They think that, oh, I went to Disney World. What is the value of going there? Hmm? What is the value? There's no value. The idea of traveling is to only go to this holy place, not going anywhere else. Right? You know, you know what the word? Making a guess. Huh? 2, 3. I think 2, 3, 20.
Yeah.
What is the use of your legs if it doesn't travel to a holy place? Huh? What that?
18 onwards.
No, next one.
Yeah. 21.
Go down some. Next one.
20.
So you see here, can you read this?
The eyes, which do not look at the symbolic representations of the personality of Godhead Vishnu, his forms, name, quality, etc., are like those printed on the plumes of a peacock, and the legs, which do not move to the holy places where the Lord is remembered, are considered to be like tree trunks.
That. So if your leg don't go to the holy places, if your eyes do not see the form, huh?
Useless.
And it's considered as what?
Tree
Dead
trunks.
tree trunks and
Peacock.
eyes of what?
Peacock.
And also the previous was your head don't bow down with your big turban. It's just a burden.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Can read this?
The upper portion of the body, though crowned with a silk turban, is only a heavy burden if not bowed down before the personality of Godhead, who can award mukti, freedom. And the hands, though decorated with glittering bangles, are like those of a dead man if not engaged in the service of the personality of Godhead, Hari.
See that? So I think there's one more verse in front
Yeah,
of that.
before also. Yeah. One who has not listened to the messages about the prowess and marvelous acts of the personality of Godhead, and has not sung or chanted loudly the worthy songs about the Lord, is to be considered to possess ear holes like the holes of snakes and a tongue like the tongue of a frog.
Right? So if you do not engage yourselves in the service of the Lord, then you are considered like this. Hmm? And of course, after this, if you don't serve the Vaishnava, you're considered as a dead man. Huh? So you see how the Lord is very kind. He has manifested himself in all these holy places so that we can take advantage. Hmm? You understand? So we can get spiritually purified. Because the Lord meant, of course, in personally he accepts service, but here he manifests the deity form so that you can go there and do service to him. You understand? This is very important. Because unless the Lord manifests his form and we can do some service, it's very difficult to strengthen ourselves in having to strengthen our faith and also to get purified. You follow this point? That's why temples are very important Of course, you can say I have most of the people there. No, I also have my deity at home. No,
Many people say.
I do my puja at home. No, of course, it's not. Nobody says no. But temple is where the Lord is worshipped in his full form. 64 upacharas, complete. And it is also done. The most important thing is done in the association of devotees. Whereas, of course, you say I also do in the association of devotees, my wife, my. But there always fighting is going on. You do, I do, you do, I do. Huh? Is it not? Huh? The different moods. So here the Lord is worshipped with all the paraphernalia and everything. That you go, especially if you go, I don't know, you must have been to holy place. When you go there, you come back, what? You're charged up or you are feeling flat?
Charged.
Huh?
Charged.
Charged. Why? Because the spiritual energy of the Lord. And then they go there, they bow down, they see the Lord, they offer some garlands. Usually they buy something for the Lord. Actually, it says that you cannot go empty handed, no?
Yeah.
You must do some offering. So when you do that service, then as we read this now, this is not this what? 10,000 that serving the devotees. And serving the Lord, you get so much in return. So this is required in devotional service. That's why the Lord manifests himself in these holy places. Just like you see, even Ambarish Maharaj, it says, 9/4, 1820, I think.
Yeah.
It says here, see, he himself is saying, what he's saying, you can read.
Avaimana Krishna Padara Vindayo Vacham Shivaikunta Gunanavarnaya Karohare Mandira Marjanadishu Shrutim Chakarachyuta Shat Kadodaye. I think I go translation. Maharaja Ambarisha always engaged his mind in meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna, his words in describing the glories of the Lord, his hands in cleansing the Lord's temple, and his ears in hearing the words spoken by Krishna or about Krishna. He engaged his eyes in seeing the deity of Krishna, Krishna's temples and Krishna's places like Mathura and Vrindavana. He engaged his sense of touch in touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees. He engaged his sense of smell in smelling the fragrance of tulasi offered to the Lord, and he engaged his tongue in tasting the Lord's prasada. He engaged his legs in walking to the holy places and temples of the Lord. His head is bowing down before the Lord, and all his desires in serving the Lord 24 hours a day. Indeed, Maharaja Ambarisha never desired anything for his own sense gratification. He engaged all his senses in devotional service, in various engagements related to the Lord. This is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires.
See that? He engaged his senses in his legs in going to the holy places. So this is very essential because if you don't do this, then it's difficult to get purified. In fact, it says also, and there are 5 things you're supposed to do, no? What is that? 22? There are 5 things you're supposed to, one of it is to stay in the holy place. Yes? Why?
Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavata Shravana Bhagavata Shravana Mathura Vasa Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana. One should associate with devotees, chant the holy name of the Lord, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside at Mathura and worship the deity with faith and veneration.
See, reside in Mathura. Yes. Of course, Prabhupada also said in the 714 that the temple is also non-different. Any place we have Radha and Krishna, you know what was that?
The sacred lakes like Pushkara and places where saintly persons live, like Kurukshetra, Gaya, Prayaga, Kulahashrama, Naimisharanya, the banks of the Falgu River, Setubandha, Prabhasa, Dwaraka, Varanasi, Madura, Pampa, Bindusarovara, Badrikashrama, Narayanashrama, the places where the Nanda River flows, the places where Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita took shelter, such as Chitrakuta, and also the hilly tracts of land known as Mahendra and Malaya. All of these are to be considered most pious and sacred. Similarly, places outside India where there are centers of the Krishna consciousness movement and where Radha Krishna deities are worshipped must all be visited and worshipped by those who want to be spiritually advanced. One who intends to advance in spiritual life may visit all these places and perform ritualistic ceremonies to get results 1,000 times better than the results of the same activities performed in any other place.
To that point here. So this is the mercy of Prabhupada, you know, that he set up this temple. Yes? Hmm?
Yes.
So see how Prabhupada,
Yeah.
why don't you read?
In these verses and in verse 29, stress is given to one point. Harer Archa Shritas Chaye or Harer Archa. In other words, any place where the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipped by devotees is most significant. The Krishna consciousness movement is giving the population of the entire world a chance to take advantage of Krishna consciousness through the ISKCON centers, where one may perform deity worship and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and in this way obtains results with effectiveness increased 1,000 times. This constitutes the best welfare activity for human society. This way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, as it was predicted by him in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Antyakanda 4.1 to 6. Pridivite Ache Yata Nagaradigrama Sarvatra Prachara Haibe Moranama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted the Hare Krishna movement with installed deities to spread to every village and town in the world so that everyone in the world might take advantage of this movement and become all auspicious in spiritual life. Without spiritual life, nothing is auspicious. Mogasha, Moga Karmana, Moga Gnana, Vichetasa, Bhagavad Gita 9.12. No one can become successful in fruitive activities or speculative knowledge without being Krishna conscious. As recommended in the Shastras, everyone should be very eagerly interested in taking part in the Krishna consciousness movement and understanding the value of spiritual life.
Next verse.
Yeah. O King of the earth, it has been decided by expert learned scholars that only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in whom all that is moving or non-moving within this universe is resting and from whom everything is coming, is the best person to whom everything must be given.
So you see, our whole idea, you know, Krishna has made it possible. Either you know, that's why the demigods, you know, they are also praying that they want to come and take birth in the material earth. Why? Because they take advantage of all these holy places. You know, it's 519.
23.
Was that 519?
23.
Take out.
A short life in the land of Bharatavarsha is preferable to a life achieved in Brahmaloka for millions and billions of years, because even if one is elevated to Brahmaloka, he must return to repeated birth and death. Although life in Bharatavarsha is a lower planetary in a lower planetary system is very short, one who lives there can elevate himself to full Krishna consciousness and achieve the highest perfection, even in this short life, by fully surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Lord. Thus, one attains Vaikuntha Loka where there is neither anxiety nor repeated birth in a material form. Before.
Next verse.
Next. A short life in the land of An intelligent person. Nayatra Vaikunta Kadasu.
No, translation.
22, right?
22, is it?
We forgotten Narayan.
No. It says that in this place they are all the holy places. I think it's beginning, you know. There's so many holy places in 19, is it?
21.
Yeah.
21. Yeah.
Since the human form of life is sublime position for spiritual realization, all the demigods in heaven speak in this way. How wonderful it is for these human beings to have been born in the land of Bharatavarsha. They must have executed pious acts of austerity in the past, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself must have been pleased with them. Otherwise, how could they engage in devotional service in so many ways? We demigods can only aspire to achieve human birth in Bharatavarsha to execute devotional service. But these human beings are already engaged there.
One verse before.
After many births, when the results of one's pious activities mature, one gets an opportunity to associate with pure devotees. Then one is
One verse before. No, there's a verse that shows all the holy places in. Uh, 16.
in the tract of land known as Bharatavarsha, as in Ilavrita there are many mountains and rivers. Some of the mountains are known as Malaya, Mangalaprastha, Mainaka, Trikuta, Rishabha, Kutaka, Kollaka, Sahya, Devagiri, Rishamuka, Sri Shaila, Venkata, Mahendra, Varidhara, Vindhya, Shuktiman, Rakshagiri, Pariyatra, Drona, Chitrakuta, Govardhana, Raivataka, Kakuba, Neela, Gokamukha, Indrakila, and Kamagiri. Besides this, there are many other hills with many large and small rivers flowing from their slopes.
Next verse.
Two of the rivers, the Brahma Putra and the Shona, are called Nadas, or main rivers. These are other great rivers that are very prominent. There are other great rivers that are very prominent. Chandravasha, Tamraparni, Avatoda, Kritamala, Vaihayishi, Kaveri, Veni, Payaswini, Sarkaravarta, Tungabhadra, Krishna, Venya, Bhimarati, Godavari, Nirvindhya, Payoshni, Tapi, Reva, Surasa, Narmada, Charmanvati, Mahanadi, Vedasmati, Rishikulya, Trishama, Kaushiki, Mandakini, Yamuna, Saraswati, Drishadvati, Gomati, Sarayu, Rodaspati, Saptavati, Shushoma, Shatadru, Chandrabhaga, Marudruda, Vitasta, Shikni, and Vishwa. The inhabitants of Bharatavarsha are purified because they always remember these rivers. Sometimes they chant the names of these rivers as mantras, and sometimes they go directly to the rivers to touch them and bathe in them. Thus, the inhabitants of Bharatavarsha become purified.
So you see, this is another thing. Apart from the deities, there are very powerful rivers as well that you can take advantage. Usually, they take bath in this river before they go and see the lot, the Ganga, the Yamuna, all holy places. So the whole idea is to get ourselves spiritually awakened. You understand? Because if you don't get that spiritual strength, it's very difficult to make spiritual advancement. You follow this point? So therefore, these holy places facilitate that. What we say, spiritual growth. That's why the Lord manifests Himself. You see, India has been, Kali Yuga, the Lord Buddha came first, trying to, what do you call that? Diminish the
Vedic.
Sanatana Dharma. But it never happened because I think who came? Shankaracharya. Throw it out, right? Then the, I think what, the Mongols, right?
Mongolians.
They came, Mongols.
Mughals.
They came to try to establish their faith, but it also never happened. Yes, and although they were the ruling power and they actually went on a spree to break down the temples and the deities, but they could not manage to break these very prominent temples. That they could not do. Okay? And then after that, the Christian religion came, right?
Yes.
After 800 years of the Muslim, another 200 years of the. So why they could not? If you take study history, they have gone to many other countries and practically established their supremacy. Is it not?
Yes.
Can you see in the South Asia, you have got the Buddhists, they are
Egypt
predominant in some parts. The Muslims are predominant in some parts. The Christians are predominant in some parts. Practically South America, the whole thing is finished except for some Catholicism and all the other faith. Yes? But why they could not do that in India? What is the reason? Why they fail in India? Why? Huh? Why? It is because of the presence of the deities. You understand? That faith in the deity, they cannot. It's not possible. It is not. You understand? They could go the outside, just like in that verse in the 12th canto, it says certain parts of India like Kashmir and Chandrabhaga and all will be influenced by militia. You know the word? You type there Kashmira. Yeah, I think it's 12.
137.
Can you see? Can you read that?
Kashmira, County, the land along the Chandrabhaga River and the land along the Sindhu River will be ruled by Shudras, fallen Brahmanas, and meat eaters. Having given up the path of Vedic civilization, they will have lost all spiritual strength.
See this point here? So these places are what? Established by these meat eaters and
Fallen Brahmanas.
Fallen Brahmanas and meat eaters and Sudras. And having given up the path of Vedic civilization, they will have lost all spiritual strength. Whereas in India, the holy places, they maintain that. What do you call that? Giving strength to the devotees. Huh? You understand? So you see the why today's class is the point is why the deities are so important. Because they're not different from the Lord from the spiritual world. They're not different. He manifests himself as the deity. You understand? That's why that verse is quoted, Archer Shila Disu, that verse 2 times in that purport.
In today's purport also.
And also I pointed out in 217. No?
Yes.
So why Prabhupada quoted this verse? Huh? Because they're not different. They're not. Although they are made of stone or wood or whatever.
Metal.
Huh? Understand? I think that verse is from Padma Purana. Archa Shila Disu.
Yes. Arche Vishnu Shila Guru Shuna.
What? So you see, this is why we say that Sanatana Dharma cannot be vanquished. It's not possible. Because it's under the protection of the Lord. What is that verse? Paritnaya sadhuna, vinasya duska. Dharma samstapanartha. Sambhavami yuge yuge. You follow? That's why even Kali Yuga degrades. Kali Yuga will degrade, right? Day by day. Right? 12, 2, 1, I think. Day by day, all these religious principles will deteriorate. Anudinam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he says. Tata chanudinam dharmaha satyam saucham shamadaya kalena balena rajan namsheti ayur balam smritihi. Chanudinam. Shukadev Goswami said, then, O king, religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, tolerance, mercy, duration of life, physical strength, and memory will all diminish day by day because of the powerful influence of the age of Kali.
So although it will degrade day by day, but you can see that when Kalki is going to come, he will come as a son of Vishnu Yasya, powerful Brahman in the village of Sambal. So how the Lord is going to maintain this lineage all along for other period of almost another 47,000 years or something. 427,000 years to come. So it is going to imply that this what do you call that? Sanatana Dharma cannot be totally vanquished. It's not possible. Although it may be subject to degradation, but it cannot be totally what? Of course, it is said that after 10,000 years, all these holy places will be disappearing. It's also there that after 10,000 years, there will be no more. What is that? And you can't get this darshan and all this thing after 10,000 years. But still, some what we say, small portion will be maintained by the Lord. Of course, we should take advantage. You just see, give you an example. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, when he went to Vrindavan, he asked, where's Radha Kunj? Nobody knew. Nobody? Then he went to some paddy field and he started bathing there. He said, this is Radha. You understand? He rediscovered. That's why he ordered his disciple, the Goswami, to execrate, what is it? All the holy places, is it not? That's why Vrindavan now, so many people are going and seeing so many places. Yes, you went Vrindavan first time in your life. How you find the place? So it's surcharge, because the holy places are so powerful. And it's the mercy of the Lord. This is just the mercy of the... And we should take advantage by going there. By what? Yeah. If you at all get to go somewhere, please go to the holy places. If you go anywhere else, it's a waste of time. It's very, very, what we say, sinful. You should not go to any place where there's so much of meat eating. You know where's the word? Huh? You should not go to a place where there, 11, 16, I think. Is it 11, 16? Where there's no spotted deer. What's that? You can type the spotted deer. 11:21. Huh? Yeah, 21. See, you should not 11:21. I can read.
Among places, those bereft of the spotted antelope, those devoid of devotion to the Brahmanas, those possessing spotted antelopes but bereft of respectful men. Provinces like Kikata, provinces like Kikata, and places where cleanliness and purificatory rites are neglected, where meat eaters are prominent, or where the earth is barren, are all considered to be the contaminated lands.
So if you go to these places for what? Tourists. Eh? Any benefit?
Noise.
Any benefit? Huh? You understand? These are considered as what?
Contaminated.
Contaminated land. Just now the demigods are praying to go to the pious places. Yes? And here we are going to this contaminated place. Disney World.
But those, the Disney World is more clean than
Vrindavan.
holy places in India. All places.
No, when we say clean or dirty, it's based on spiritual point. Of course, they should clean it. There's a problem. They're trying to clean anyway. But some contamination is there, but not totally. Because there's another reason why you go there also, because they blame it on the unclean thing, but actually it's because you're unloading all your sinful activities. That's why you get sick. Not because of the place, it's mainly because of your contamination. That's why you go there and you get sick in this holy place, means you're getting purified. And another reason why it looks contaminated is just to make sure that people who are not going to come and take advantage. One time we brought one Chinese man, he said, if you go to Radha Kund and take bath, you have become completely, purified. So he came with, and he didn't come with me, another group, we went. And the moment he reached Vrindavan, he asked, where's Radha Kund and where's Radha Kund? He just want to take a dip and run back. Now I've taken a day, okay, I'm going back to finish. So the holy places are sometimes, deemed as unclean and all to keep away all these so-called people who are going to come and take advantage. You understand? That's why he says that you should go to these places with the help of the devotees. Why? Because the devotees can guide you, help you to understand. I think Purana Krishna was telling me, he went to Vrindavan first time or something, and he didn't like it at all. Because you're not guided. You will see many things which are very contradictory. Right? You understand? So you need the help of a devotee to explain so that you develop your faith and understanding. Otherwise, you may get very much illusion and you try to think, as well as Prabhupada write the word, you cannot go there and think that this place is what? Archer, Sila, Disu, what is this? Right? And you may see everything as what? Mundane. So this is very important that we understand this, and this can only be understood by the help of the devotees. Then you can get benefit. Otherwise, you are thinking that you are going to for some sightseeing, somewhat. some holiday. I'm going to Vrindavan for holiday, Prabhu. No doubt it's a holy place. It is not a holy day. Two different things. You understand this point? So therefore, holy places has to be revealed. 11:11:25, I think. Oh.
One who has obtained pure devotional service by association with my devotees always engages in worshipping me. Thus, he very easily goes to my abode, which is revealed by my pure devotees.
So he very easily goes to my abode, which is revealed by my. Of course, you can also understand in a different way that he goes to these holy places, which is revealed by his pure devotee. Right? You understand?
Yeah, abode.
Ah. So this is very important that unless we get devotee association, we may not understand all this. Just like us, I mean, I'm from here, this part of the world. Going to India is the last thing in my mind. But because of our Prabhupada, we are all racing to Vrindavan, Mayapur. Before that, most of you are from India. You ever thought of going there? Do you know it existed? You see the difference, correct? Now Vrindavan is so full. Why? Because one Prabhupada went out. Yes or not? Yeah. So you see how relevant, important word, devotee, revealing this whole. In fact, Prabhupada used to say all the sages in India, they will go to one holy place, dive into the river there, and come out in another holy place through the river there. Prabhupada said that.
Yes.
How to do that? So they are going to all the holy places by what? Their mystic power. That's all. How powerful it is. You understand? In fact, Krishna has made the four corners of India a must for every conditioned soul to visit. Badrinath in the north, Rameshwara in the south, Jagannath Puri in the east, and Dwaraka in the
West.
Of course, the most important of all is Vrindavan in the center. You understand? So this information is revealed to us by the mercy of Prabhupada. So therefore we should take advantage. Of course, our whole idea, our whole relevance of this is to purify ourselves so that we can what? Make spiritual advancement. But if we don't do this and take advantage, like I see many Indians, their whole intention to run out of India. That's their whole program. Somehow or other I should leave this country. See how the whole, what we say, consciousness. Is it demigods are praying to take birth? Our Indians are praying to get out.
Even they want to get birth in America so that.
And they think the Holy Land is America. Wow. Yeah? If I can land in America, I get a green card, that means yes, I have attained Vaikuntha. See how the consciousness has become so, what we say, contaminated. Yeah? The whole program is this. And if I say I'm coming from Singapore, wow, they practically want to worship me. And then they will ask, Prabhu, can I come? Can you get me a job there? So, you see how the The consciousness has gone on a different, what we say, level. That means they don't know the importance of the place. And neither they don't know, then they will not take advantage. In fact, I see in Jagannath Puri, they are more interested in going to the beach and eat all the seafood rather than go and see Jagannath and take Jagannath Prasad. They are thinking this Jagannath Puri is a holiday resort. You know that road by the beach? You see so many seafood restaurants. See how the consciousness has become polluted because the lack of preaching. There is no preaching. Can you imagine? You take the Muslim religion. Practically, they have only one. Maybe they have another one, but the only one holy place for them. That is, you take the Christian. There's also one holy place, the Vatican. Correct. How they are and revering it. How? And what is it? How they are so much devoted? Yes? Correct. Now I went to Vrindavan and there's one place where there's a footprint of Krishna. No, that's different. You never go there. Where you all go then? This path is there. There's a lotus feet of the Lord. Yeah, of course, there's a little small. Can you imagine such an important place? And nobody knows. But you take the other religion, just one place, and you see how they are revering and how they are, ours got how many places? How many? Practically from bottom to top to east to west, every place is there. I went to one village in South India. This man was telling, Muslim man, he was telling, hey, this our town is very important town. Why is so important? No, from here, Jatayu saw Devi being taken by Ravana. That's why that village is called Kanden Devi. In Tamil, the word is Kanden means to see. Devi means Sita. Kanden Devi means from here Jatayu saw. And that village, who's telling me? The Muslim man is telling me. You see how India has got so many, but they're not taking advantage. They're not. Every place where the Lord had some connection, it becomes very powerful. Because there's no difference between the Lord, His form and His act. Everything, yes. What is that word? Nama Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, 17:133. You see how it is so powerful. Yeah. But it has become very obscured. I think that's the word. Become very. Can you see?
Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha.
Put some life, Prabhu, life.
Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete, and it is the form of all transcendental mellows. It is not a material name under any condition, and it is no less powerful than Krishna himself. Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by the material qualities, there is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical.
So Krishna or his places where he did his pastimes are very attractive to devotee. In fact, one of the symptoms of a person making advancement is that he's aspiring to stay in this. What is that? Mathura Vasi, is that? Namagane Sudharachi. I go to that. 23, 18, 19. 18, 19. See, one of the symptoms that we should be attracted to, is it that? So you see how everything fits in if you understand this with the help of a pure devotee. And if in this way you can make so much of spiritual advancement. But instead of doing that, you're running out to places where only meat eaters are there. What benefit you going to get? Most of them vegetarian. The moment they go to America, they become meat eaters. You see how the contamination goes? Right? Can you go? You see what is that? Visate tat vasiti stale. See that? Pritis tat vasiti stale. What does that mean? Hello.
When the seed of
affection for those places where the Lord resides. That is the temple or holy place like Vrindavan. Pritis tat visate. So any holy place is what? A devotee should aspire for this. Understand this point? So you see how important this whole thing is. Because the Lord is so kind to us that He has made all this possible. That's why India is called what? Punya. It is called Punya Bhumi. Why? And it is a demigod saying that. Anyone who takes birth in India, very auspicious. Yes? Anything else to add on this point?
India currently is ranked number 1 in the 30th place on Earth. India is ranked number 1 in the 30th place on Earth.
Yes, I don't mind. I don't mind swimming in the Indian dirt. It's pious.
The pollution,
It's all very ambiguous, who's making this status. And they say India religiously is behind Pakistan. Is it possible? They politically understand just to label. I mean, I wouldn't say that bad. Spiritually, the air that touched that place and comes to you, is it not? How is it going to be put? It is all very. In fact, if you go to a place which is so contaminated with this meat eating, this thing, it's even worse. Spiritually, it's contaminating. Would you stay in a place where the guy is eating meat and everything? Would you stay there? You won't want. The smell is so bad. Spiritually, it is worse. Is it not? I was staying, where was it? This our Philippine temple, just across the street. They are roasting this, what do you call that? Little baby pigs, no? That also. And the smell is coming. You're going to do kirtan. Very polluting. Especially if you stay in these housing board flats, My goodness. Lunchtime, dinner time. No smell. So this is even more dirty, more polluting. I remember one of the devotee houses above the downstairs was the restaurant, or there's a hawker store or something. You know how the smell in the house? I remember we were running a Govindas in the Cabbage Plaza some years back. You know, so they go there, and when they come back, their whole body smells. You know of this. Especially you wear cotton, it absorbs. You know how polluting it is. And not only that, your hair, all they are cooking the grease. You know, sticks to your body. You don't know. It's all meat fat. Huh? Which is more polluting? The dust of the holy place, or the fat of the
Meat.
So try to understand, even India, it is dirty, it doesn't matter. It is what? Nothing can pollute the Lord. Similarly, nothing can pollute the holy place. That's why that we met, one of the president of the temple in Calcutta, he made a, experiment. So he went to the Ganga, took the water under the dead body, that is water from there, and he sent to the lab for testing. And he came out that the water is uncontaminated, pure. He did the experiment just to prove. So you see how India, the most important thing is the spiritual value, because that will purify a contaminated person, rather than going to all these clean places. But what's the point of this clean place? Okay, we went to New Zealand. Wow, it's very scenic, and it's fresh and everything. We're killing tons and tons of sheep and cows. Huh? So just now we read that Sindhu River would be what? Ruled by what? And you know, someone went there and they tell me this whole place is blood, red blood. Why? Killing cows on the bank, so many cows. Hello? And Sindhu, Ganga cha Yamuna chaiva Govadari. We chant the mantra. And the Sindhu river. Of course, it cannot be polluted. It's fact. But you see the consequence. So therefore, unless the Lord gives us this facility, how are we going to get purified? We cannot get purified as much as our own strength as someone helping us. That's why we have to go associate with devotees, have to go to the holy place. All these are very important. You understand? It's not why the Lord in the spiritual world is, you know the embassies, right? When you go to an embassy in a particular country, you are not in that country, you are in that embassy, is it not? And the other local police has no jurisdiction if you go inside one of these embassies. Similarly, these holy places are like what? Embassies of the spiritual world. Directly, the Lord is there. Otherwise, why thousands of people are going foolish? Huh? Fools? No. The Lord is extremely powerful in these places, Prabhu. I personally, this time I went, I was going to Jagannath Puri. It says, I don't know, my dear Lord, I hope you will be, in some way you will show that you are pleased with our services. I was just praying like this. And then I went, I prayed, and then I came out, I was waiting. And then my Gaurangi, hey, Prabhu, you know what happened? I said, what happened? The Panda took Narayani right inside to see Jagannath. I was very impressed. Yes. The Lord is reciprocating to some prayer of ours. So you see, this is not some ordinary thing. How the Lord will know? Unless He is in my heart. He is reciprocating. So this shows that what? The Lord is somewhat stone, some wood. You understand? Another incident, when we go from Chennai to Pondicherry, we stopped by one Narishima temple. Did you stop there? I don't know. You go. So I mean, we went. I mean, every time I'll take it's in a cave like that. So in that temple, there is what we say a special area for darshan. For some, the priest will bring someone there if he is kind of a, maybe I don't know, want to give a lot of money or somebody, that's it. And others all have to stand behind. So when I went there with Prahlad, then this priest called me to go there. And then Prahlad was shocked. Prabhu, I'm coming here so many times. I never happened to me. What? I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm a great devotee or whatever. But the Lord is reciprocating. The Lord is. Yes. So if you think that all these places are bogus, then how all this pastime? I'm sure in Jagannath Puri there are millions of pastimes. Some Muslim man, he wanted to see the Lord, but the Lord what? I think the cart went away or something. What? Huh? That's a story. And then there is a story about how, what is that? What temple is that? The Lord walked all the way. Sakshi, what?
Sakshi Gopal.
Sakshi Gopal, yeah. Huh?
Sakshi Gopal.
So if the deity is bogus, how he walked? He talked. In fact, the devotees, if you can talk, you can walk. Yes? Like this. All deities have numerable pastimes. Numerable. You understand? It is in Mayapur, they were saying, Jagannath Puri, the three deities there.
Yeah, right.
The pujari was seeing them running on the field. Oh, what? Say, where are you going? Say, you're not feeding us here. I'm going. Yeah. So how all these things can happen if the deities are some joke?
Then how are the deities being able to be destroyed by Muslims?
Cannot destroy the whole thing, They destroy the Lord, come back again. What's the problem? Huh? Can you destroy the? No?
How the deities are destroyed?
Because they broke into some temples. I don't deny that. It is not that they didn't destroy, but they could not just destroy that spirit. That devotional spirit is not exciting. It's not possible. So the idea, you see, like now, the devotees went at length, like for example, deity of what? Gopal in Govardhan Hill. Now it's where's that? Not Dwara, is there? Yeah. Then when this happened, the deities was hidden somewhere. Yes. And when the pure devotee, Madhavendra Puri came, he manifested, please take me out. So there's also, they are not able to squash everything. They break, yes. Demigods, yeah, they break so many demigods. I don't say no. But the deities of, what we say, this is what you call Divya Prabandha. What is it? Divya or something. They are called, what they are coming from the spiritual world, manifested.
Also, there are offenses, right?
Hmm?
I mean, the Hindus were not complete saints as well. I mean, they were, unless that they are offending the Lord wouldn't go away from that place like that. Like this Advaitacharya, before he sang called the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Bhagavat, the whole descriptions are there, what the Hindus were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
What the Hindus were doing.
Like him.
They were doing nonsense, rubbish. They were complete rubbish fellows. And then simply pride. And then they were just not interested in the Lord at all, fully frivolous activities going on. Then like this, the Lord, how he will be pleased in the temple, he would also want to go away, right?
Can you go take out that verse? 19:1, 45 or 40, 46, I think 45. Next verse. Okay, here.
Among human beings, those who are followers of the Vedic principles are considered civilized. Among these, almost half simply give lip service while committing all kinds of sinful activities against these principles. Such people do not care for the regulative principles.
So see, this is a fact. Can you next verse?
And they oppose Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan.
Yes.
What kind of Hindus are
Yes, I don't deny this. Because Kali Yuga, a lot of sinful people will take birth. But the Lord is saying, the Lord is there only for that rare few devotees who are taking up this devotion. Because of them, the Lord is saying to give them chance. You understand? If that's like there's a saying that Hanuman will be there
Wherever
as long
Rama
as Ram's name will be.
chanted.
The moment Ram's name is not chanted, then he will leave. So there are still some devotees who are maintaining this. Of course, they are very rare. This is Muktanam Api Siddhanam. That verse will come here also. So the point is this, that because of the devotees who are maintaining, the Lord is obligated to, that's why, Kauntaya Pratijane Ma Bhakta, he will not. So how the Lord maintains, how does it, that is what do you call that? Yogic power, Yoga Maya. Mahatmanas tu mam parta devim pakirtim asti. So the Lord is maintaining all this only for the devotees. For of course the others are sinful. In Kali Yuga, he is bringing them all out because they have to come out at this time. You can say in that verse 11, 7, 5, I think.
My dear Uddhava, you should not remain here on the earth once I have abandoned this world. My dear devotee, you are sinless, but in Kali Yuga, the people will be addicted to all types of sinful activities. Therefore, do not stay here.
Next verse, is it?
Now, you should completely give up all attachment to your personal
No.
friends.
So you see how important it is to know that how this whole world is completely sinful. And more sinful people are going to take birth only. They're not. That's why the Lord has given some time. No, after 10,000 years, all will disappear. All will. All the holy places will be obscure. There will be hardly devotees chanting. And Prabhupada said his books will also be there only for
10,000.
10,000. So you see how everything will go. But that doesn't mean he'll be gone forever, no. The Lord will again manifest himself. Again, because how many Kali Yugas has come and gone? How many? That is not the only Kali Yuga we are facing, no. It's the 28th, what? 28th cycle. In this Manu, 28 cycles of what? Kali Yuga has gone. And Samo, how many more? 72. 28 is the remainder again will come.
43 more.
43 more Kali Yugas are going to come and go. Understand? And the Lord is expertly managing it. Yeah, all because of the soul. All because of to elevate the soul. That's the only program. The only program is how to deliver the conditioned soul. So all these are facilities to help. That's all. So if you take advantage, even the guy is a sinful person like this. Now he said, Muslim man, he's telling me, this village is pious, because by saying that, he's also getting some merit. And I'm sure In Jagannath Puri, everywhere, there are people who are not from Sanatana Dharma.
Yeah.
Huh? But because they are there, for example, Vrindavan, there are some, they also, no, Bhagavan. Yes? So this is to facilitate that sinful soul to again get some mercy.
Mataji.
What is that?
I also.
8, 8:24:49. Yeah. No, even the pure devotees cannot match the potency of the Lord. If the devotee is powerful, but the pure devotee, I mean, the Lord is so powerful, extremely powerful. One what?
10,000.
10,000.
But here it
Makes sense what? What's the position of the Lord? Yes? He's so powerful, extremely powerful. But he's giving credit to the devotees. You understand? That's how Krishna spoke, in that, what is that? 1084. 1084? Huh? You can see the 1084 there, he's glorifying the devotees.
But here it's mentioned as so-called gurus.
What's that?
Here, neither all the demigods nor the so-called gurus.
Yes, because nobody can equal the position of the Lord. Huh?
Yeah, mercy. Lord can offer mercy. That
What's the difference? Mercy means what? Merciful, yes, but the power of the Lord in purifying someone. See, even the devotees, whatever their mercy is to bring you to the Lord, no? Is it not? Correct? Why they're so merciful and bring to themselves? No, the whole idea of the devotees is to bring everyone to the Lord. You understand that point? So the Lord is supremely merciful. His mercy is beyond comparable. But how the mercy comes? By his glances, by his prasadam, by his, so many ways.
Even the devotees who are merciful, it's actually, like you said, that Krishna is doing it, but it gives credit to the devotee.
Yes.
Like that 1665 Madhya, where he says, Nityananda, you can do more than me. And Prabhupada writes, he delivered one Jagai Matai, but by his mercy, his devotee can deliver millions of Jagas and Matais. So, of course, externally, the devotee is more merciful or more potent, but actually, that is only by the mercy.
Yes. Just like Hanuman, no?
Yeah.
He could jump because of Ram only, no? So that devotee will not forget that. That's why he says in this verse that you are giving us all credit, but we don't understand. We are confused. You go to 1084. Huh? Where are you going? Go to 1084.
that's it.
1084, what are you? Come on. So many times we have done that, no? So 1084:11. You see 1084:11.
Yeah. Mere bodies of water are not the real sacred places of pilgrimage, nor are mere images of earth and stone the true worshipable deities. These purify one only after a long time, but saintly sages purify one immediately upon being seen.
So you see here how even the Lord says, 10:10.
How it is? How is it that people who are not very austere and who can recognize God only in his deity form in the temple, can now see you, touch you, inquire from you, bow down to you, worship your feet, and serve you in other ways.
Because the verse 13 is very famous,
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Prabhupada quotes many times, say anyone who does not take shelter of the devotee is no better than a cow and an ass. Then the devotees, they were very immediately bewildered. 14, you go to the next verse, 14. You see, hearing such unfathomable words from the unlimited wise Lord Krishna, the learned Brahmanas remained silent, their minds bewildered. Why they were bewildered? Huh? You understand? Can go to the next one.
For some time, the sages pondered the Supreme Lord's behavior, which resembled that of a subordinate living being. They concluded that he was acting this way to instruct the people in general. Thus, they smiled and spoke to him, the spiritual master of the universe.
So then they next 16. You see that? 16, is it?
This is 15.
Yeah. You go to 16.
Yeah. The great sages said, "Your power of illusion has totally bewildered us, the most exalted knowers of the truth and leaders among the universal creators. Ah, how amazing is the behavior of the Supreme Lord! He covers himself with his human like activities and pretends to be subject to superior control."
See that?
Pretends.
Understand? He is actually manipulating everything. But he's giving credit to,
Devotees.
and that verse, Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Tasmat Parantaram Devi Tadiyanam. Why? Because the devotees are the agents of the Lord. And they are doing the work for the Lord. You cannot be a devotee if you don't serve the Lord. That is completely nonsense. Is it not? I think I'm going so long. I better stop here, I think. Anyway, you understand that point? So devotees are representative of the Lord. Understand? If the devotee tries to be independent, then he will fall down. He will fall down. That's why you should not make the mistake. You always understand that he is nothing but the seven of the seven of the seven of the seven of the Lord. Gopin Bharta Padangamalanyo Das Anu. This is where we are different from the Mayavadis. The Mayavadis think they are equal. Alright, they say Namo Narayana, Namo Narayana. You are Narayana already now. We don't say that. We don't want to be that also. We are always what? You know that verse of what's his name? Yamunajacharya. I want to always be, when will be Bhavishya, what is that? Starting Bhavantam, that word? I think it is where you find that. That is the mood of the devotee. He wants to be always under blissfully serving the. This is the position of devotee. The non-devotee is different.
By serving you constantly, one is freed from all material desires and is completely pacified. When shall I engage as your permanent eternal servant and always feel joyful to have such a fitting master?
This is the mood. You understand this point? So the devotees, they know the glories of the Lord. They are not, and any time they kind of, oh, the Lord say, no, you must serve the devotee. No, please, hello, you serve me. No? Huh? You understand? Devotees don't make this mistake. They're always understanding their position. That's why the sages, they were bewildered. Why the Lord is saying all these things? You understand? Because they know their position and they know the position of the Lord. Though the Lord is giving credit to the servant, doesn't mean that you take advantage. You follow? All right, we stop here. It's getting very late already.
No,
Questions?
No questions.
I don't think they will ask questions. All right, thank you very much. Sorry for the late breakfast. I hope you understand this subject matter. Very clear.